morning everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Gosh, that was a little bit peppy for this time in the morning. Today I thought I'd do a get to know me. I baked a cake. It was a bit random. It didn't work very well. Why on earth was I doing that? See, the thing is, I have a mental illness, or I have actually what I like to call a mob of mental illnesses, a collection of them that seem to work together with kind of a crowd mentality, getting at me, poking at me, making life not very pleasant. And over time, that mob has become, or it feels like it's become my identity, and I don't want that. It's the pothole that I talked about in last week's video. I don't want to be in the pothole of mental illness anymore. I have to accept that they're there, and that probably that mob isn't going away, but I can make the most of the pothole. I don't think there's much mileage left in this metaphor. I can make the most of how things are. And so I'm going to be doing 50 before 50. I know a lot of people do 30 before 30, a bit too old. But I reckon I can choose the things that are important to me and yet at the same time are within my capabilities. And I'm looking forward to it. But before I get into that, you need to know a bit about me. The stuff I'd like you to know about me is to do with my personality. And that's why I asked ChatGPT to come up with some questions, some random questions that I could answer, to give you a sense of who I am. I don't want to be seen as the walking, talking mental illness. I am not that. I am bigger than that and broader than that. And I want to try new things. Before I'm 50, I want to have tried the things that I've never had a go at. Okay. So what I'm thinking, the power's out, it's dark and cold. Blanket. Blanket. Everyone needs a good blanket. My cup of tea. With Leonardo the Donk on the front. And do you know what? I couldn't think of a third sensible one. So I'd take the cow behind my head, because I reckon you need a gift. I reckon that any zombie leader would want some sort of gift, and maybe, just maybe, the Woodstock cow would do the trick and save my life. So I think it's the film Titanic, the old one, Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Winslet, years old. It's not that I didn't know the ending. I knew what was going to happen. This was not a mystery to me, and yet 3 hours after I got home, I was still sobbing in the bathroom. Number one, I don't want to be a potato. Number two, if I did have to be a potato, I'd want to be a roast potato. Crispy on the outside, soft and fluffy in the middle. That's me. I kind of have a bit of a hard outer shell, but actually, inside I am a proper woo. I had this therapist once. I a lot of therapy over the years. And he and I clashed. It was a bit of a battle of the wills, and he wasn't getting. So I needed to tell him, and it wasn't going in. One day on the way to our session, I stopped at a petrol station and bought a bag of Skittles, hard shell, soft gooey in the middle. And then I said, "What do you think will happen if I stamp on them?" Which I did. And they squished. And I don't think I saw him again. It wouldn't be me. I can talk and talk and talk without filter for an awfully long time. I have this particular friend who I talk to pretty much every day. The moment she picks up the phone, I basically download everything that has gone on since the last time I either saw or spoke to her. Anything, you know, what the kettle's been doing today, what happened when I dribbled toothpaste on my dressing gown. You know, really, really boring, basic, fundamental stuff. She says she likes listening to my what we call witter, but I suspect she sometimes gets a bit frustrated. The only exception as to who would come off better or worse is if I were talking to Dracula. Dracula scares the living daylights out of me. I've never finished the book, and at university in my tutorial, I was like blocking my ears out. Horrible. I'm just going to show you this. This is how life goes. This is his nibs. His nibs is going to, his nibs is going to settle down. So, I'm a kid, and my adult teeth are just starting to come through. I fall off I think they were called space hoppers, these giant rubber bouncy ball things with little handles, and you bounce along. And I mean, whoever thought that was a safe idea? I don't know. But yeah, I fell off head first, cracked my adult tooth, so I had to have a cap put on it. 2 weeks later, after I got my new cap, I fell over on the way to school, and off it falls, and so I start all over again. I mean, that is dumb, and I am really clumsy. It's called Deadliest Catch, and it's about fishing in Alaska. There's a lot of men on a lot of, not boats, they're trawlers. Don't tell anyone. It would just say warning in, you know, with that yellow background and great big black letters and a hazard skull at either end. Warning, warning. Oh, I know. Crazy golf. Okay. Little ball, little hole. Not too far away, I grant you, but little ball, little hole. But then they put obstacles in the way and hills, so that even if you get it on the right trajectory, it rolls away again. Well, I hope that was interesting. They weren't sensible questions in any way, really. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed answering those. Hoping you have a good day. Bye now. Oh, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.